Welcome to your notes 2-2, and we're trying to determine if a triangle is right, acute, or obtuse, basically classifying it by its angles using the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. So we know that if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then it's a right triangle. That's the Pythagorean theorem. The new learning is that a squared plus b squared being less than c squared gives us an obtuse triangle. And if a squared plus b squared is greater than c squared, we have an acute triangle. So let's take a look at our 4 examples. For the first example, we know that the 10 is our hypotenuse. So we set it up to check how is 3 squared plus the square root of 91 squared related to 10 squared. 3 squared is 9. The square root of 91 squared is 91. And so we get 9 plus 91. We want to relate that to 100. And what we see is that 100 equals 100. Since the Pythagorean theorem is true, this is a right triangle. The next example, the largest side is 2 root 5, so we'll call that C. And we'll again set it up 3 squared plus 4 squared. Let's check to see how that's related to 2 root 5 squared. 3 squared plus 4 squared is 25. 2 root 5 squared is 20. So we know that 25 is clearly greater than 20. Now we have the case where a squared plus b squared was greater than c squared. So this is an acute triangle. All right, third example, the 2 root 10 is again our largest side, so we'll call that C, and we'll set it up 4 squared plus 5 squared. How's that related to 2 root 10 squared? 4 squared plus 5 squared is 41. 2 root 10 squared is 40. So again, our legs squared, the sum of our legs squared is greater than our hypotenuse, so it's acute. In our last example, we set up the same thing. So 2 root 11 squared plus 3 root 6 squared, and we compare that to the 7 root 2 squared. 2 root 11 squared is 44. 9 root 6 squared is 54. And we compare that to the 7 root 2 squared, which is 98. We get that 98 equals 98. So we again have a right triangle. Let me know if you have any questions.